Hi students, welcome to Alphos e-learning chemistry classes for second year. The running chapter is electrochemistry and now we are in session number 22. In previous session we discussed about the measuring of standard electrode potential and thereby the standard EMF of the cell. And here in measuring the standard EMF of the electrode, in measuring the standard electrode potential, we are constructing voltaic cell with a reference electrode. And there we defined that what is a reference electrode. There we defined simply as the known potential electrode is reference electrode, and we considered the best example hydrogen, that is standard hydrogen electrode is taken as reference electrode there. Clear? And now in this session some more discussion, a little bit some briefing discussion on reference electrode, how many types there are and how to construct the primary reference electrode hydrogen. Already we know hydrogen is a gas, it is not possible to prepare any rod from that gas. Then how to construct this hydrogen electrode, and then we will move into finding the nature of the electrode when the electrode potentials are given and with the help of ECS. All these discussions we are going to do in this session. Clear? First let us go for the reference electrodes. Reference electrodes. Known potential electrodes are reference electrodes, already we know, and these are majorly two kinds. One is primary reference electrode, and it is the best example is SHE, standard hydrogen electrode, and it is represented as platinum H2 H plus aqueous, it is gas, and its potential is taken as E naught, is taken as plus or minus 0. This is primary reference electrode. And next one is secondary reference electrode. Secondary reference electrodes. Here we are having two different secondary reference electrodes most frequently used. One is nothing but Calmel electrode. Calmel electrode. This Calmel electrode is nothing but mercury chloride in chloride solution, that is KCl like that solution. Here this E naught value of this electrode is minus 0.2422 volts. Clear? And one more electrode is nothing but silver salt, that is silver chloride in KCl solution. Like that different electrodes are used. Here primary reference and these are secondary reference electrodes. And in these two, and the question, sometimes they will ask the question related to this in two different manner. One is when there is a primary reference, what for we are going to for secondary reference, what is the purpose, why it is necessary to move to secondary reference. Just simply remember, for hydrogen, first of all, in case if you are having idea about that structure, that is construction of hydrogen electrode, then we will discuss these logics. First, primary hydrogen electrode. Here HCl solution is taken, 1 molar HCl solution where H plus ions present. Into this a platinum rod, platinum or gold. Platinum we know it is inert electrode, inert metal, thereby platinum rod. It is of having a glass hood at the bottom. In this glass hood, hydrogen gas is maintained at 1 atmospheric pressure. Hydrogen gas is maintained at 1 atmospheric pressure. This total setup dipped in HCl solution is known as SHE or NHE, whose electrode potential is taken as 0, not 0 actually. Clear? And now when it is constructing like this, why we are going for a secondary reference electrode? Just simple, for light weight gas like hydrogen, it is not possible to maintain 1 atmospheric pressure exactly for long time. Because of lightweight, it is always try to move against the gravitation. That's why we are unable to maintain that 1 atmospheric pressure inside this. That makes to move towards or to secondary reference electrode. And in secondary reference electrode, the preferable one is column electrode. Here also some logic question is there. Why column electrode is preferable as secondary electrode? Because its standard electrode is maintained at 0.2422 for long duration. It is of having a constant or consistent electrode potential, standard electrode potential for long duration. That's why it is preferable. Clear? These are the questions. It is how to construct it. Primary reference electrode, and here column, why it is selected as preferable secondary reference electrode. Clear? And now let us move to the next topic, that is nothing but ECS, electrochemical series, which is of useful or helpful in predicting the redox reaction, where oxidation or reduction will help to generate the current. That is nothing but predicting the occurrence of redox reaction and ECS, electrochemical series, and its applications, where we are applying this. In all these cases, we are having so many logical questions, you remember. That's why you have to follow theoretical questions. All these parts are related to theoretical questions. Clear? And now coming to this redox reaction, nothing but a combination of oxidation and reduction, no doubt at all. Both these two should happen. That is nothing but it is a coupling reaction of these two half reactions. And now the question is, which redox reaction will be happen spontaneously? How we can get it? That is nothing but simply from thermodynamic matter, that is nothing but parameter delta G, Gibbs free energy change. When this Gibbs free energy change is found to be negative, then the reaction will happen spontaneously. We know that from thermodynamics, all these processes, even natural processes or human activities, when the delta G value is negative, that process will take place on its own. But this delta G value will be negative only when E cell value is positive. When E cell is positive, then only delta G will be negative. That means the total cell EMF or electrode potential should be positive. And why it should be positive to be delta G negative? Simply the relation between these two is delta G is equal to minus NF E cell. This is the reason why E cell should be positive, because this value is minus NF E cell. If it is positive, positive of minus is negative. Delta G will be negative. In case if it is negative, negative of negative will become positive. Then it will become non-spontaneous. Clear? And now ECS. What is ECS? Electrochemical series, or it is also known as electromotive series. Electrochemical series, electrochemical series, or electromotive series, or one more, it is simply activity series. Activity series. What is that? What is that, and how it is useful in determining the redox reaction, whether the redox reaction takes place or not, whether it is possible to construct a voltaic cell from the given electrodes or not. In case if it is possible, which electrode is taken as should be taken as anode? which electrode should be taken as cathode. All these details we can get from this ECS. Clear? And now let us define what is ECS. ECS is nothing but all the electrodes, already we discussed in previous sessions different kinds of electrodes. Of them we discussed how to what are the components present in 4 different important electrodes. Not only those, so many. And in case if it is metal ion, simple that metal, so many metals are there, and each metal can construct, or we can give a single electrode. Like that, different electrodes in their standard SRP, that is reduction potentials. If we measure the SRP values of all the electrodes, single electrodes, and now the question is, sir, sometimes the electrode reaction may be the oxidation potential may lead to oxidation potential, that is all the electrodes may not take the reductions, sometimes they may go for oxidations. Then what to do? Already we know the logic. When we are having oxidation reactions, we are getting, or the reaction will provide oxidation potential. Just an opposite sign of oxidation potential is now we are getting SRP. Clear? So you need not worry about that. In case if for any electrode, if they are providing oxidation potential, just take opposite sign, it will provide the reduction potential, standard reduction potential. It is IUPAC convention. As per IUPAC, we should consider SRP. Now, when the electrodes are arranged in the increasing order of their SRP, just you remember here, when it is increasing order of SRP, automatically it is this decreasing order of SOP. If we are considering SOP values, it seems to be decreasing order, or it appears as decreasing order, but when we are considering SRP values, it is increasing order. Clear? Because they are getting opposite signs. And now, so altogether the electrodes, when arranged in the increasing order of their SRP values or in the decreasing order of their SRP values, that arrangement is known as electrochemical series or electromotive series or activity series. Clear? And now it is not at all possible to memorize all the SRP values for all the metals or non-metals or whatever the electrodes present which are given in our textbooks. Clear? But you need not worry about that numerical values, because when they are asking any question related to that, automatically they are providing the electrode potentials. So our duty is nothing but to identify, to arrange those electrode from that electrode potentials. You should be in a position to arrange them in the ECS, that is increasing order of SRP or decreasing order of SRP. When you arrange all those, then automatically you will get that ECS. Clear? And now altogether how to arrange them. If we are considering SRP values, here what I am going to provide the sequence is for only SRP. In case SOP is given, convert it into SRP just by taking opposite sign. In ECS with SRP, in ECS electrochemical series, the electrodes are arranged as more negative first. More negative value will be first, and then the value should, SRP value should increase, is it not? So less negative then, and then it is 0, and then less positive, and then more positive. Just you remember this order for SRP values. If you are relatively arranging the electrodes in this order, first you keep more negative electrode, then less negative SRP electrode, then 0 is nothing but for hydrogen we know, and then less positive electrode, and then more positive. This will provide when they are giving different, okay, we are going to solve some numericals in coming sessions. Not only numerical, theoretical, logical questions also we are going to solve for competitive examinations. Clear? And here when they are arranged like this, just you remember what useful conclusions we can do from this ECS. How far it is useful? Now let us consider. Just you remember, our purpose is to construct voltaic cell. Is it not? To construct voltaic cell or electrochemical cell. Just you remember, when we are having two electrodes in constructing the voltaic cell, when we are arranging the electrode potential orders like this, the above electrode always behave as OHE, oxidation half electrode, and below electrode always behave as RHE. It is a relativity. How? Let me give. In case if both the two electrodes SRP values are negative, then of those two, just you take more negative as OHE and less negative as RHE. In case one is negative, the other one is 0, just take negative SRP is OHE, 0 is RHE. In case if 0 and positive given, 0 is OHE and positive is RHE. If both the electrodes are having positive SRP, then less SRP value is with less positive SRP value is with OHE and more positive SRP will be with RHE. Like that you can arrange. It is a very interesting, and you should remember this sequence. Then only you can answer the logical questions, or you can solve the numerical questions. Clear? So first conclusion is nothing but, in electrochemical series, when such arrangement is happen, when that too you remember, it is with SRP values only, not SOP. SOP will become reverse. Clear? That's why I am asking you to memorize only with SRP. If SOP is given, just you convert it into SRP, then it is. Above one is oxidation half electrode, below one is reduction half electrode. That is the first conclusion. And one more conclusion here, what we can do is, and generally in your lower classes, what you learned about the characteristic feature of acid, just you learned one of the important feature of acid is nothing but, when the acids react with metals, they release hydrogen gas. That is what you are learning, the fundamental characteristic feature of acid. But actually here you will learn that all the metals are not supposed to release hydrogen. Hydrogen is not expected from acids when they react with metals. Clear? And now the question is, which metals can release hydrogen from acid, which can't? Just you remember, this is hydrogen, that is with a zero potential. Clear? All the metals which are with a negative SRP, that is above that hydrogen, can release hydrogen from the acids. And the metals, say for example zinc SRP value is minus 0.76. So zinc can release hydrogen from when it reacts with acids. Whereas copper SRP value is plus 0.34 volts. So it is below the hydrogen. That's why copper is unable to release hydrogen from acids. So altogether, simply you can remember, the metals which are above hydrogen in ECS can release hydrogen from acids, and metals which are below hydrogen are unable to release hydrogen from acids. Clear? And next, one more conclusion what we can do is, the above metal can behave as strong or best reducing agent. The above metal can behave as, and that is the metal or the element which is present in the electrochemical series in the above top with more negative will behave as reducing agents, and below metals will behave as oxidizing agents. And here we require a little bit more discussion, because reducing nature, oxidizing nature, these two are for the same metal. But you remember, reducing nature is related to metal atoms, whereas oxidizing nature is related to metal ions. Already we discussed it in previous sessions, because reducing nature is nothing but electron releasing tendency. Oxidizing nature is nothing but electron attracting tendency. Actually, in any electrode, these two are in contact to each other. It is from metal rod and it is from electrolyte. So that pair, when the total pair net result tend to go for reduction, means it is in active form. It releases the electron. And in case of this is in active form, it attracts the electron, and thereby the total set will behave as oxidizing agent. So you remember, oxidizing agent, when a metal is exhibiting oxidizing property, means that metal atom is not involved. Just it is not involved. Its ion is involved in oxidizing property. Clear? But both these two attitudes are attributed to the same metal. That's why we are getting that above metals are best reducing agents. That means when they are exhibiting reducing attitude, their metal atoms are active. And below metals are oxidizing agents. That means here, instead of metal atoms, metal ions are active. But the character is attributed to this. That's why. And now, one more phenomena what we can observe here is, in case of metals, very important to answer the logical questions. The above metal can displace the below metal from its salt solution. Again I am repeating, above metal, that is more negative SRP metal, can displace less negative SRP metal or positive SRP metal from their salt solution. Solution means aqueous solution. Clear? For example, zinc can displace copper from its salt solution. Just what we are observing in case of Daniell cell. Zn is coming into Zn plus 2, whereas copper is deposited in the form of copper. Cu plus 2 is deposited in the form of copper. So they are altogether above metal can displace below metal from its. You have to observe that. And when they are giving the questions by providing the different metal electrode SRP values, just after arranging this, which can displace which atom or which ion, you have to guess from these values. That is one more conclusion. And one more is, that is, in the beginning of the lesson we discussed about that. The deposition, that is discharge potential. Discharge, that is which is preferentially discharged at cathode, which atom or ion will discharge at anode, like that. Here you remember, in case of cathode, at cathode more SRP, that is standard erection potential, ions discharge first, whereas at anode less SRP ions will discharge first. That is opposite. SRP value we are considering. That's why here at cathode more SRP. More SRP means when compared to more negative SRP, less negative SRP metal will deposit first. When compared to this, positive SRP metal will deposit first. Like that, at cathode deposition order is with more SRP preferring to deposit, whereas at anode reverse, less SRP will preferably deposit at anode. Clear? And now one more logic here is, in case of metals what we are considering, simply we are saying that above metal can replace below metal. But in case of non-metals, just you remember, below one can replace the above one. In case of non-metals, below one can replace the above one. That is one more conclusion what we can draw from this ECS. These are the applications of ECS, and of them what we required in present study is nothing but in deciding or in guessing the tendency or the nature or the function of the electrode from the SRP values. If the SRP values are arranged like this to get ECS, above one is OHE, below one is RHE. Clear? Like that you have to guess the tendency or the nature of electrode from SRP or SOP values. and just you remember, in case SOP is given, just convert it into SRP values. Clear? That is about ECS. And now, after constructing a cell in voltaic cell, we can observe a peculiar phenomenon in voltaic cells. Sometimes the voltaic cells may be reversible, or sometimes they may be irreversible. That means the cell reaction may get reversed or they may not get reversed. So now let us have some ideas about the reversible voltaic cell. Reversible voltaic cell, where the cell reactions are reversible. For example, zinc plus Cu plus 2 giving Zn plus 2 plus Cu. Actually it is reversible. How to know? How to get it? Whether it is reversible or not? Just you have to consider, when this voltaic cell is connected with some other external EMF. From this voltaic cell we are getting some EMF and it is connected with the external some other battery, then we can observe three phenomena. Three phenomena we can observe. One is external EMF external greater than EMF of the cell, and second one is EMF of the external less than E cell, and third one is it is E external is equal to E cell. These are the three conditions. And now the questions: what happens when E external is greater than E cell? Just when E external is greater than E cell, the reaction, cell reaction will become reverse. Cell reaction become reverse. In case if E external is less than E cell, then normal cell reaction will take place. Normal cell reaction takes place. Just you remember. In case if these two become, no current or no potential will develop. It establish an equilibrium between these two. Like that, we are having a reversible voltaic cell. That reversibility depending on the connected external EMF. Clear? These are the discussions what we are having in our session, and now depending on this we have to solve some logical questions, and thereafter we will enter into the other part. That is nothing but, till now what we are having, the idea is to measure the standard electrode potentials with the help of a reference electrode. But now instead of standard electrode potential, that means at other than unit concentration, how to measure the electrode potential, and thereafter how to measure the EMF of the cell at other than unit concentration. All this, it is nothing but we have to get the data from by using Nernst equation, and how we are using, what is Nernst equation, how it is helpful in finding all those electrode potentials, we will discuss in the next session. Clear?